If you're an online coach who wants to blow up your business, I'm going to talk to you about the 5 types of content you can start producing today to really, really grow your coaching business to 5 or 10K per month. If you want to get to the stage where people are reaching out to you because of how amazing your content is. Now, forgive me if there's any noise in the background. Hopefully I can get it removed when I edit this video. But yeah, I want to show you this mainly because I talk to coaches every day and they say things like, oh, I don't know what type of content to make, or, I've said this before, I don't need to say it again, stuff like that. I'm going to tell you something and then show you something at the same time. And the first thing I want to tell you is you need to have a core message. So it doesn't matter if you say the same thing over and over again. Here's an example. How many of you guys have ever seen a video by Gary Vee? Gary Vee pretty much says the same thing in every single video. Like 99% of the time it's post content, be on every platform, do this, do that. And then also he tells his story all the time. He used to sell wine for his dad, blah, blah, blah. It's the same story every time, but he's got so good at saying the same thing over and over again. It just hits more, hits better every time. So really you need to kind of come up with that. And then now we can break that down into the different styles of content. So I'm going to find my pen and then we'll kind of get into what you can start doing to really make this, because like anyone can do it and you don't need to be special. You don't need to be a fitness influencer. You don't need to have millions of followers to make this work. So I'm going to just quickly share my screen and then we'll get into it. So you've got 5 styles of content here that I've written down for you. You've got your personal story. You got thought reversals. I'll explain what that means in a second. You got strong opinions or controversial opinions, tutorial style content, and then trend surfing. I could even add one more, but we'll just leave it at those 5 for now. But even on top of all of this, there's something really important here that I kind of skipped out when I was writing this and I was putting this together. And it's obviously your niche. Now, I've got a whole 15-minute training on YouTube on how to work out what your niche is, but just think of it as either your own personal transformation. So, where did you come from? Who you would like to coach the most if you haven't had your own transformation, and who you get the best results for. That's how I like to keep it simple. We can complicate it even more than that if we want to, but let's keep it that simple. That's going to fuel, obviously, what you put here. But what I'm going to break down is each type of content, because the issue nowadays is everyone's making the basic vanilla content. Here's how you can grow your glutes. These are 3 ways to do this. There's nothing wrong with that, but how-to content is only one pillar, yeah? And also the way we deliver it nowadays is so boring. Every coach is doing it. You just end up sounding like everybody else. And if we look at people like Simon Sinek, again, who's the other guy? Gary Vee. Even if we look at someone like James Smith or Joe Wicks, they don't just make how-to content. They tell stories, they use analogies, they use stories, they use analogies and comparisons to explain points. And that's a way more effective than just saying, here's how to grow your glutes, and then you show them 3 exercises. Okay, so we'll start with the first pillar, personal story. So I like to think of it, firstly, what is your journey? Okay, so what's your journey? So when you make content like this, it's like, here's how I went from X to X. Here's why I wish I knew this sooner. Here's why I achieved X. So what's your journey? We've really got to start diving into that. Tell your story. You think that your story is boring because you lived it. That's the reality of it. But to the people that don't know you, that your story could be very, very interesting. You can rinse and repeat this story every single week if you wanted to, okay? And if we break this down, we can make this different type of content. So what struggles did you face? Struggles, success, setbacks. It could be, I guess, under struggles, like overcoming different obstacles in your life. Breakthroughs. What was the biggest breakthrough you had? It could be more personal life, so family, lifestyle, stuff like that. Okay, so all of this stuff people don't like to do because they think that they're boring, or they don't realize how interesting they actually are. So personal journey, really important. Now, thought reversal, sort of like what I just said today, is like how-to content isn't the only way to grow your business. So thought reversal is basically kind of going against the grain or going against what most people think. So obviously this is depending on your niche, right? So if I'm talking to women, and a lot of them might say to me that, hey, I need to stop eating carbs if I want to lose weight. Your thought reversal content might be something like, eating carbs doesn't make you fat, right? So eating carbs, let's just say eating carbs isn't bad. I'll just say that for now, but we can obviously make that a bit more detailed. All right. So what do your audience think that me and you know is not true, and what can we say that will reverse their mind? But the difference here is you don't just tell them, hey, this is this. The layer to make it deeper is to then provide examples of how it's possible with the new way. So we want to change their way of thinking. The benefit of using this type of content is when we change someone's way of thinking, they're more likely to buy from us because they see us as an authority. So I'll give you an example. If I was to make a piece of content that said, hey, eating carbs is not bad and you can actually lose a lot of weight while still eating carbs, I would then throw in a case study of, look at how my client did it. She was able to eat pasta every single week and still lose weight at the same time. Or if you've got a famous example that you can use, that would be amazing. So let's say Adele lost a lot of weight recently, right? So it could be like, look at Adele. She lost a ton of weight and her own PT said that he gave her carbs every single week. I don't know if that's true. I'm just giving you guys an example. But you get my drift, right? So things like eating carbs isn't bad, or people that say like eating at 8 p.m. makes you fat, whatever it may be, right? So you need to kind of think about, what do your audience think that's not true? This is a really, really powerful method to just get people thinking differently, and that moves them a lot closer to buying from you. Strong opinion or controversial opinion. These are just things that you believe in that, again, kind of goes against the grain, but you need to be bold in your stance. I always say to people, like, think about like what made Andrew Tate so popular is he came out the gate saying outrageous things, clipped up from podcast episodes and stuff, but it was outrageous nonetheless. Whether you believe in it or not doesn't really matter, but having strong opinions is very, very important. This is something that James Smith does very well and Eddie Abu does very well. It's just very strong opinions. This is how you create like a cult-like following, like people believe in you to the T. So strong opinions, things like when people say keto is the only way to lose weight, or just things that you believe in, man. So it could be keto, it could be veganism, it could be no carb, it could be low carb, it could just be carb only, whatever it may be. But you want to have like very strong opinions and just stand on them. It could be things that are related to like trending topics, stuff that's happening right now. But yeah, strong opinions are really, really powerful way, especially if you want to get some virality as well. So you got to have something you believe in and stand on it. Tutorial, this is probably the easiest and basic style of content. I think everyone's probably doing it already. And that's like how-to videos, breaking stuff down. So even like this is a whiteboard video, right? Well, iPad whiteboard video, just breaking something down. This is the most basic style of content that everyone does. So how-to content, easily, for me, my favorite style personally, but it can become the least effective when you deliver it in a boring way. So if you do how-to content for fitness, try and add like props in there. Try and like create a hook. It could be a visual hook. If you look really good, if you're a guy and you got abs, do the videos topless. Like you want to just create as many hooks in the video as possible. And it's not always what you say. So how-to content, props, entertaining, funny. That's always a good way to use those. And then the last content pillar here is called trend surfing. So it's kind of self-explanatory, but we're hopping on trends and we're just riding the wave. So a big one recently was like Liver King came out as he was using drugs. Everyone just hopped on that. There's probably about 1 million people that made videos about Liver King. So anything that's popular right now is always going to work well in terms of like trending topics. So like a big thing right now is probably Ozempic, the weight loss drug. You can hop on that. Different things. I'm not always a fan of it, but you could even use like politics. So like, let's think about when COVID was around and like they were opening the pubs before they reopened the gyms. A lot of coaches used that to make content to say like, what's going on with the government? Why are they doing this? That got a lot of people viral. That got a lot of virality. So you've got to think about like, what can you use to then kind of boost up your page and get more engagement, get more reach, get more followers. And the whole point of this is to give you more types of content that will get people closer to buying from you, or at least booking a call, right? Or wanting to know more about what you offer and what you do. So when we can start getting this process running, we can obviously then make more sales. Now, there are a few more pillars we could add to this, which is obviously case studies, right? Case studies is really important, or testimonials. So if you do have client testimonials and you've got results for clients, again, I would be posting this 1 time per week, even 2 times per week if you can. And I would prompt this up a little bit more by adding another element, and an extra element would be, how can we turn one case study into like 2 or 3 different videos? The way that I would view that is, it could be one YouTube video like this, could be one picture post, one pic, and then one video testimonial from the client. So this can fuel everything. And actually, let's add one more, one email. So actually, this makes 4 pieces of content from one testimonial, which again, this is very important for building your authority and making it easier to sell your program. So these are the 5 types of content that will help you grow your business. And I put an honorary mention, number 6 right here, which really, this could easily go in here as well. And if you can just master this and get better at this, you can easily grow your coaching business in the next 90 days or so. And it just takes a little bit of effort, just put in a bit of effort on the front end, and you can easily grow your coaching business. So quite simple. If you want to know how to implement all of this, we do have a low ticket community. We call it the OHB Elite Coaching Community. It's only £47 a month. The link, I've put it in the description. You actually get a 7-day free trial. So everything I've mentioned here, if you actually want to implement it and you want to grow your coaching business, we teach you how to do all of this. We've got over 50 hours worth of course material, bi-weekly coaching calls. We have a community where we help people. So the link will be in the description. Just hit that button, get your 7-day free trial. If you don't like it, you can leave, doesn't matter. But at least you can have a little look there. And yeah, that's it. Start making this content, grow your business. Simple. Peace.